What's up, y'all? So today I kind of have a headache and I'm feeling a little bit messy and I wanted to put videos on YouTube. So today we are going to do some Am I the A-hole reaction story times because I feel like I need to read something interesting to myself. So you know what? Let's just get straight into this. Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my BF's food and his birthday and getting him banned from a restaurant? Whoa, okay, that is already a lot. Edit. On his birthday. Really should have spell checked that before posting. Okay. For refusing to pay for his boyfriend, this person's boyfriend's food on his birthday and getting banned from the restaurant. Continuing on. I, 18 female, have been dating my boyfriend John, 20 male, for a little bit under a year. We have a pretty toxic-free relationship, but there has been quite the tension when it comes to me being a vegetarian. Oh, girl, I would have beef with you if you were a vegetarian and I was dating you. No pun intended. I have been vegetarian since 11, and I have a very strict morals around it. One of the things John has a problem with is me refusing to spend money on meat. Okay, girl, listen. I don't get the whole vegetarian thing. I love me some meat, but you know what? If I was in a relationship with someone who didn't, more for me. But I definitely wouldn't get mad at them for not wanting to spend money on something that they wouldn't eat. That just seems weird to me. Ever since I started making my own money, I swore to myself that I would never spend a cent of it on meat. Okay, fair. You're a vegetarian. On our dates, we usually split the bill and sometimes he pays for it all. I told him if he orders something meat-free, I'd happily pay for both of us, but he never does. When he pays for my food, it's when I've spent money on the activity. Normally concerts and festivals. That's me paying around 120 pounds on tickets and him spending maybe 50 on food. Okay, are you sure you're dating a dude? Because it sounds like you're dating a wuss. But you know what? I digress. Let's continue. His birthday was a few days ago and we went out for dinner to his favorite fancy restaurant. He got the most expensive steak that they had along with a side salad and a bottle of wine. Ooh. Okay, not gonna lie, steaks are pretty expensive, but when you get like those Wagyu, like golden crusted steaks, that bill can rack up pretty fast. There are places literally in like the big city around me where there are steaks there that cost like $150 for an 8-ounce, and like that just baffles me. It's kind of scary to order from the menu. When we finished our food, I asked the waiter to split the bill, and John looked at me shocked. He asked if I was joking, and I said no. Then he told me I was going to pay since it was his birthday and he didn't budget for the meal. Girl, no, ditch him. He belongs to the streets. I asked him why he thought I'd pay since I've been very clear about my rule, but he couldn't give me a reason other than it being his birthday. Wow, okay. Assumptions were made, my dude. I told him I'd pay for the wine and the side salad, but he needed to pay for the steak. He was furious with me and stormed off to the bathroom. Wow, what a wuss. I paid for my meal, the wine, and the salad and waited for him to come back. He didn't. After 20 minutes of waiting, I left. Girl, who drove? Who drove? I hope you drove and he's like walking around town somewhere, sad and lonely and probably about to be arrested for dashing and dining and dashing. I found him sitting on a bench near where we parked the car. So it was your car. I see what you did there. I asked him why he left and he reminded him that he needed to pay. He looked shocked when I said that and asked me if I didn't pay. I told him I'd pay for everything but the meat and he lost it. Whoa. Girl, no. He started yelling at me, telling me that I was selfish and that I needed to grow up. Wow, says the 20-year-old grown man who's having a temper tantrum at a park because his girlfriend didn't buy him the expensive steak. Good Lord. Are you 20 or are you 4? I stayed calm and I told him he needed to go back and pay. He scoffed and walked away. Wow, entitlement much. Yeesh. This screams privileged and you didn't get spanked as a child. I ended up driving home without him. Yes, you ditch him there, girl. Leave him. Maybe the cold will help snap some sense into his brain. Now he's saying it's my fault he can't show his face in his favorite restaurant since he dined and ditched. That is what I said. Oh my Lanta. It's a pretty small restaurant, so he'd 100% be recognized and kicked out. So, am I the a-hole? Edit. To the people commenting about me not, quote, treating him on his birthday, yes, I did. I even dipped into my savings for his present. Edit 2. I didn't, quote, take him out for dinner. He was the one that suggested it. Okay, my dear. First of all, I'm going to suggest that you reevaluate this relationship because seriously, it sounds like you're dating a wuss. And I was going to go as far as saying a little girl, but that's an insult to little girls because I know young little ladies who have better manners than this. And second of all, like, is this man, first of all, I just want to know, how was he raised? Seriously, how was he raised? Is this some little, khaki shorts, little polo collar that's like, my daddy's gonna sue? Like, is it that kind of guy that you're dealing with here? Because it feels like that. This feels like the kind of dude who's like crazy rich because his daddy's got money, but like he doesn't want to spend a dime of it on anybody else. It is all for him. And you know what? I'm kind of sitting here thinking, if you dipped into your savings for his present, what did you buy him? And did you save the receipt? Because no. Don't like this. But let's read some comments. I'm feeling it. Okay, not the a-hole. Ignoring the vegetarian stuff. Yeah, me too. Who orders the most expensive steak possible and then expects their partner to pay for it without having checked prior? Exactly, okay? When someone offers to, like, treat you to a meal, you do not go to the freaking luxurious section. You probably should get a kid's meal and maybe a lemonade, but that's just how I was raised. Actually, I was raised to get the water. I kind of treat myself to the lemonade these days. And then storming off to go to the bathroom and expecting that the pressure that's out on you into paying for it. OP, I hope you can see all the huge red flags here. You know what? That's what I'm saying. Yeesh. The red flags on this guy. First of all, a man should be paying for dinner if you are in a committed relationship. Honestly, he should be paying for the dinner even if he just asked you out and it's a first date. I'm old-fashioned though like that, so that's totally my perspective. I always like to try to pay for it, but it's usually a test when I do that because I want to see if that man is going to back down to me and allow me to pay, or if he's going to be like, no, I want to be the gentleman. I asked you out on this date. I will pay for the meal. Some people have passed. Some people have failed. It's a hit and miss. Oh, someone commented to this commenter, their 18-year-old partner. That's another crazy thing. This girl is 18 and her boyfriend is 20 and he's treating her like this. Baby girl, run. Oh my goodness. Not the a-hole for refusing to pay for his steak. You, the A to yourself, for staying with someone who acts like this and treats you so poorly. Girl, same. Honestly, don't stick around with men who do not treat you less than what you deserve, because there will be someone out there who will treat you like a queen and absolutely adore you. You don't need to stay with garbage, okay? I would say burn the trash, but my mama said we can't do that in the front yard. We're not rednecks. Anyway, so I think this person has officially been dubbed not the a-hole, but girl, you really need to go reevaluate this relationship. Yeesh. And you know what? As far as like the whole vegetarian thing going, it kind of sounds like he's ordering the biggest steak possible just to mess with you on that. That doesn't really seem super loving of somebody. I've had my fair share of vegetarians who were my friends, and you know what, like, even though I like a good old-fashioned Angus beef steak and they like a garden salad, it's still possible to get along. But like when people purposely go out of their way just to like antagonize other people's eating habits, that kind of feels a little bit wrong. But what do I know? Anyway, okay, you have been dubbed not the a-hole. Moving along, this one was actually posted a day ago. and I thought it was super spicy, and it would be funny to read this one. So it says, my ex falsified a paternity test, and as a result, I have lost 11 years of my life. Okay, I just straight into it. No pretext, no nothing. We're just, all right, let's do this thing. I am 30 years old. When I was 18, my girlfriend became pregnant. She told me that she had cheated on me around the same time. I told her it was okay. We will have the baby and then do a paternity test and go from there. Okay, already, that seems like a reasonable thing to do. Okay. She contrived a false paternity test using the real father's DNA and put my information on the test. Oh. I want to know how you figured that out, my guy. I fathered that child for 11 years before catching her cheating. Okay. Dude, you sound like a saint, because she already admitted to you that she cheated. You stuck with her. You find out that it's not your kid and that she is still cheating. Okay. During this time, I asked her to confess because I had caught her red-handed, and she straight lied to my face. Wow, I'm seeing a pattern here, y'all. At this time, I decided to redo the paternity test because at this point, my son is starting to really not look like me and has more and more features of the man that my ex cheated on me with. Whoop, that's the sign. Was he the mailman? Does it look like Swirl? Oh, that's terrible. Okay, this is when I found out that that boy was not mine. Oh, that is heartbreaking. This has obviously stolen so many years of my life and created huge issues for the boy as well. Oh my gosh, I can imagine finding out that your dad is not really your dad. Ouch. She used a contrived test to convince me that I was the father and showed the test to tons of people. I have proof of both tests, but the prosecutors in my state will not take my case. Oh, we already taken it to court. All right. I've called every agency that I can think of and explained my situation, and they all say something along the lines of, I don't know if we can do anything. Well, wait, what are you trying to get out of this? First of all, like, suing for damages, suing for years lost? I mean, there's a kid involved in this that probably loves you and looks up to you as a father. I feel like there can only be bad stuff coming out of this. Okay. I spoke to a lawyer, and I know for 100% certainty that she has committed a felony against me. Is it a felony to fake a paternity test? I don't know. Ooh, that's actually worth a Google. Hold on. Let's see. Is it a felony to fake a... How do you spell paternity? Don't judge my spelling. Okay, the only way to fudge a paternity test is to submit someone else's DNA in place of your own. If the court discovers that there was a felony committed in connection with the matter, you might end yourself paying a hefty fine or perhaps being thrown into jail too. That didn't explicitly state, oh, paternity fraud is recognized and punished as a criminal offense. Okay, so it is. Interesting. Did not know that. Now I do. Okay. Is there really nothing I can do? Why won't anyone take this case? She is 100% guilty, and I have all the evidence that would be needed. I have completely lost faith in the legal system because of this. Dude, haven't we all? But let's continue. I am now also on the hook as the father of the child. Without a conviction, I cannot be removed from the birth certificate. What can I do? Oh. Again, there's a kid in this, a little 11-year-old kid. This has to be so confusing for him. Imagine, like, having to explain to him that, like, you don't want to be his father anymore and that you want to be off the birth certificate. Like, okay, I kind of could get that if it was like a baby and he didn't know, but like you were probably there for his first steps, his first words, his first day of school. Like, you're his father in every sense of the word, and now because you realize that you're not like biologically his dad, you want to up and leave. I don't know. That kind of makes me shift uncomfortably. Okay. Edit. January 17th. Literally today. Let me clear a few things up. Please do. For those thinking that my main goal is to all of a sudden abandon this child, that is not the case. Okay. That's what we were wondering. I want to be exonerated from the birth certificate in order to withdraw my legal obligations to the child. The reason being that she has the power to spring all kinds of nastiness on me as long as I remain on the document. Being removed from this document doesn't affect my ability to be a father. Okay. The child doesn't care or understand about the birth certificate, nor should he at this age. Okay, so are we keeping it from him? Or are we keeping it from him? That you want to be off the birth certificate? Because that would be kind of a crappy thing to, like, all of a sudden your high school, like, you know, like graduation or something, and then find out, like, hey, back when you were 11, your dad wanted to be off your birth certificate. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Comment section. What do you think? But it wouldn't change his life from his perspective at all. The truth is power, my friend. The truth is power. The purposes and intent of this post was to gain an understanding of what all my options were, because I don't have a strong understanding of the legal system, nor do I have unlimited money to just pour into this, or much at all for that matter. The world's crazy. The economy sucks. The legal system is expensive. I will be compiling the relevant information, so it's not necessary to dig through all these comments to find it. I will be progressively adding those facts to the bottom of this list. Okay, am I the a-hole? Okay, I'm gonna go out and just say you're not the a-hole for wanting to go after this woman. She kind of sounds like a baby trapper crazy woman, which makes me think she's tried this in the past with other men, you know. But I am gonna maybe say you're a little bit of a jerk, possibly, for the way this is gonna go down with your son. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure what I would do in this situation, so I really can't be judging this. Okay, like everything else in the world, let's go to the comment section for a guilty or not guilty verdict. Okay, top one. Based on the information you provided, it sounds like you did some type of home test as opposed to going to an official lab where they check the ID of the person giving the sample to ensure this doesn't happen. Ooh, yeah. That could be used against you in court. You know, ignorance is bliss kind of situation. If that's the case, then you will have an uphill battle to climb. Yeah, probably. You should consult with a family law attorney, but you usually cannot challenge paternity tests after 11 years. Regardless of DNA, you are considered the father of the child. Ooh, yes. I don't remember which Law and Order episode I remember hearing about this in, but there was some episode where a similar thing had happened and the dad was heartbroken that he wasn't actually the biological father of the girl, but he wanted custody of her because the mom had, like, committed a crime or something, and they went to court and the mom was trying to keep the dad away, and they were using the argument of, well, he's not the biological father, but they didn't know who the biological father was because she had slept around. And so they were fighting a custody battle, but he was actually considered the biological father by law. It's weird the way this all works. Oh, he responded. Sorry. OP says, yes, it was a home test. Yikes. Okay, you're screwed. We were very young and thought it was embarrassing to admit that we had these types of problems at the time. Stupid, I know. Yeah, it is. The test comes with letters that each person signs swearing an honest submission. I was given a swab. I used it, and when she was supposed to package it and sent it off. Yeah. You're kind of dumb on that one, not gonna lie. But then again, women will do what women will do. Oh gosh, I can't read this. That one is way too long. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's just... Fine, we'll read it. The really long comment. I apologize if my tone is aggressive, but it seems like you're the kind of man talk. Seems like you need the kind of man talk that you haven't got yet. Let's parse this out. As a man who has been cheated on and a dad and a stepfather myself, you need to separate what she did from your relationship with the child. And I write this in hopes that it reaches your heart, your brain, and both. But mainly the first one. Okay, this seems like dad. I'm all in. Let's go. I mean, listen to yourself. Quote, I fathered a child for 11 years, stolen so many from my life without conviction. I cannot be removed from the birth certificate, etc., etc., etc. So first up, what she did as a husband a couple years and a couple English. Good Lord. You are 100% right. She lied, she cheated, she committed fraud, which is legally actionable. And it does indeed sound like you chose a horrible person. Yikes. Yeah, harsh truth right there. It's up to you if you want to pursue it legally. And while that's probably not what you probably want to hear, English is hard. That's not what I think you need to hear at the moment. There we go. As a fellow dad, you can imagine sitting in a bar next to you and hearing your story. Forgive me, but I take a slow oh my gosh, I can't read. But I would take a slow sip from my beer, stare right at you, and would say, you are the a-hole. Stop that right now. This hasn't been about you in a long time. Your boy has you, the only father he's ever known. A father is not a sperm donor in any meaningful sense. It is only the one that raises the child. Yes. This is so true. So yes, you are his father. That you happen to have no DNA in common with him makes no difference in how you raised him. You did not get to change that 11 years, and that is all he has ever known. Right now, is the time where you should show your boy what a real man is. Are you a real man? I would love to know. Because I'm sorry, but right now your pain is not allowing you to man up and father a child who needs it. Oh my gosh. Okay, tug at the heartstrings. Nothing can change the love you have for this child. You didn't waste time, you raised a boy. And now in your 30s, it's high time to stop being a little boy yourself. Okay. Here we go. So yes, go through the motions and listen to your lawyers on the legal front. Follow their advice and let them handle that part of it. But also, father that boy. That boy is your child in every meaningful way. And learn, because you're an adult and not a boy, to separate your responsibilities as apparently the only semi-functional adult in his life that can parent him, because the other two are the fraudster and the completely abstinent jerk-off. Okay. From the pain of what was done to you. That little sweet boy, not even a teen, is the only victim in all this. You start caring for his needs, especially through all of this, and he will make you proud one day, I promise. Oh my gosh, okay. That man is your boy. And I'm sorry, but you don't deserve to be a parent if you think otherwise. I am quite a bit older than you, and I have fathered children. I have stepfathered children, and even today I would gladly take a woman with children and raise them as my own. I want to die in a bed surrounded by people that have raised and helped raise and been guided. This is adorable. Do you really think that I will give a rat's about whether they have my genes or not? No, I raised my children, and I loved them all to the end of the universe and back. Who the cares if the DNA was mine or not at all on those instances? And today, with all of them as adults, I sleep like a baby. None of the time spent raising my kids is a waste, and I had to raise them alone for years. Where is this man, and can we get him a gold medal? Please. This is so beautiful. If by now you don't know what that love multiplies, and that it has no bearing on something as crass and moronic as blood, it makes perfect sense why no lawyer would be stupid enough to take up your case and put your sorry on the stand. Okay, we're just going straight to being blunt, because there is something else that you need to understand, and your lawyers probably already explained to you. Any child that involves children, the primary concern to the judge is the best interest of the child. Yes, that is literally what I'm trying to say. All else, cheating, signing, or changing some papers in desperation, your stupid fight who accuses you, is secondary. Yeah, okay, this guy wrote like a freaking book. Let's keep going though, I'm interested. There is an advantage to this. You need to be a parent to this boy as you used to be. The judge will begin to look kindly on you. If you continue talking the way you're talking, a judge will laugh you out of court and force you to pay whatever is in the best interest of the child are taken care of. So what to do? You man up. You focus all your efforts on the interests of your child. Demand to see him and be a good dad. I assume you once must have been. Parent your child like you used to before you knew his DNA didn't happen to be a match. And keep yourself in his birth certificate because you're the only parent he's ever known. In other words, provide him stability in trying times. Oh my gosh. You together parented a child since he was born until you split. You totally did that. None of that was a waste. And what a shitty way to talk about someone's formative years. Yeah, no kidding. Be nice to this poor little boy. Go to therapy and to resolve how to be a parent in these different circumstances. Not for your sake, but for the boys. But don't you dare do any moves that would hurt him or make him feel any less. Oh my gosh. In my book, there is very little lower than that. If you do that when he is at your deathbed with his wife and your grandkids and maybe great-grandkids that you saw grow up to call you grandpa, you will understand. You will understand that you are the one who won in the end, and the other a-hole will die alone with a million regrets. Stop making this about yourself. Become the stable parent he obviously needs. As a parent of a wonderful young adults, I promise you, you will not regret it. Again, I sleep like a baby with no regrets whatsoever, and I love my kiddos. Plus, I'm still relatively young, and the life as a single empty nester is pretty awesome. So in that sense, you do get your life back eventually. How will you sleep after ruining the life of an 11-year-old? Manning up is the way. Oh my goodness. Okay. I feel a lot better. My sadness is all taken away. Okay. I'm going to say that was the most beautiful advice that you possibly ever could get. Take that in stride. And for everyone watching that video out there, whoa, you guys just got blessed. Anyway, peace.